Hi, Rose here. I thought that I would do another personal video about what happened to me with my kids and what I went through. Now, I know you've probably seen other videos, but I think I'm going to do a little different take on it now. If you watch any of my videos, you'll understand about when I started questioning. I think that's the word. I fully believed. I really did. I fully believed. But I was questioning things. So let's go to the beginning. I was questioning things because my kids left the truth. They left the organization. One was basically kind of soft shunned out, and the other one was pretty much just cut out. And I was told that I was supposed to do the same thing. I was supposed to turn my back on my kids. They chose the world. They left God's organization. One of them had dedicated their life. The other ones didn't. My other son's content just to stay under the radar. But they were raised witnesses. Don't worry, I really don't plan on blubbering like I did the last one. I'm sorry I did that. I just kind of get really emotional when I think about things, and I'm one of those, let's just go public with everything. But anyhow, back to my kids. I'm supposed to be basically cutting them out of my life at this point. They weren't being invited to any of the family gatherings. Not really. I mean, if it was huge, yes, they would be invited along with the other cousins who had never come in the truth. But even all of that stopped. So I'm just going to tell you what I would have lost if I would have done what I was supposed to do. It's going on 16 years now. So that's 16 years of actual experience of still being a witness, believing, but questioning. What I would have lost if I had gone another route. I had a well-caring couple get together with another couple or two, and they were all going to give me advice on how really was my association with all of my children helping them? Was it showing them what they would lose? So I had people from all sides of the spectrum telling me to cut my children out of my life, but I didn't do it. So I got to go through my daughter's young adulthood, her first love, her first heartbreak, her travel, her friends, what she was doing. She shared her life with me, something that I would not have had if I would have listened 16 years ago and cut her out of my life. I wouldn't have that relationship with my son right now, what I've had with him. And I've learned so much from him because he's been so respectful. And he's been patient. Very, very patient. Because I'm slow. Dang, I'm slow. But I wouldn't have a relationship with him now if I would have listened to the organization 16 years ago. That's 16 years I would have lost out of his life of. You can't get that back. And then the wedges there, and then the hurt, the regret, the big chasm. But I don't have that with my son because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I didn't turn my back on him and cut him out of my life like I was supposed. I was even told to do that. I was even told outright, you should cut him out of your life. You know you need to do that. The first time I went to his studio apartment, he was so proud of it. But it happened to be around Christmas. And he had a little 10-inch, he swears it's bigger now, but I thought it was like a 10, 12-inch little Christmas tree. And I remember I started crying, walking in, looking at that tree. I thought my son was lost. Oh, he was lost. But I wouldn't have that memory. Because instead I would have cut him out of my life, and it would have been a bad memory. But I didn't cut him out of my life. Then I found out that, all three of them were sharing very, very small Christmas presents. Just, keeping it really, really small. And I should have cut them out then, but I didn't. I wouldn't have been able to go through my daughter's first heartbreak with her, because she couldn't have come to me and told me about it. I wouldn't have been there to help her. And then now I wouldn't have the relationship that I have with her. Because we bonded then. And then my daughter starts dating a worldly guy. And he wasn't just a worldly guy, he was a worldly guy with a military outfit on. And that's how he showed up the first time. They were finally invited to see the family, meet the family. Yeah, that never happened again. Unfortunately, he didn't last, let's say. But that broke her heart. I wouldn't have had them at my wedding to their stepdad, who they love. Rightfully so. He's a good stepdad. He never takes away credit from their dad, though. That I wouldn't have any of those relationships right now. Then my daughter meets the man of her dreams, Prince Charming. And she shares everything with me. I wouldn't have gotten that. And then she started sharing more and more, and she started coming to me for advice. And then they got engaged. And they made sure that I was a part of it during COVID. Thank goodness for Zoom. But yeah, I wouldn't have had any of that, because he would not have allowed it, because I would have had her cut out of my life. So why let her involve me now? What's the difference? And he was right. He would have been. He would have been right to say that. Then I got to share in the wedding. I got to be part of the wedding. Now I would never have gotten to do that. And through this, my entire family remained very silent, but very judgmental with the certain questions they would ask. And none of them said anything about her wedding. They really refused to talk about it. But I didn't care. I got to be a part of it. I got to share in it. I got to do everything a mother of the bride would ever want to do. And I would not have gotten to do that if I would have listened to what I was supposed to have done, 10 years prior to that. I wouldn't have had a relationship with her. I wouldn't have gotten to be at her wedding. And then she got pregnant. Do you really think her husband and her are going to want me to be part of their family if I hadn't been up to that point? But I was. That's something I would not have gotten to do if I would have listened to what I was told, years prior. And now I'm a grandma, and now I have a part of that baby's life all the time. And that's because I didn't listen to those men. I have a relationship with all of my children, an honest relationship. We don't have to walk on eggshells around each other. And if you know what I'm talking about as a witness, you walk on eggshells even in your family. But me and the kids don't. And I love that relationship. I love it, and I have it because I didn't listen to those men going on 16 years ago. I would have lost out of 16 years of my kids' lives and possibly anything to do with the future. But I didn't. And my family is coming to see that because they're not so judgmental anymore. Especially now that so many of the greats aren't in the organization. They're seeing all of these babies, these children that they should be close to, and they don't understand why they're not supposed to have a relationship with them. So go figure that conundrum out because of what men said. Oh, it gets frustrating, doesn't it? And see, I didn't even cry once. Came close, but I didn't. So you're welcome for that one. But I'm not trying to just make light of everything. Not just, if you're someone who has a loved one who has left the organization or who's been disfellowshipped, I want you to think about my experience, what I would have lost if I had done what I was supposed to do almost 16 years ago, what I would have missed out on before you start doing it to your loved one. Because I guarantee you will have a lot of regret if you follow that direction. If you have an outlet, take it. I've said this before in my other videos, but I mean it. Sometimes you just need to get it out. And with me, I just like doing it publicly, I guess. Anyhow, okay. Rose signing off here. Take care and stay strong. Hang in there. Thanks.